So let us continue with equivalent production. Okay. First, what is the meaning of equivalent production? Why we are considering this as a separate concept that you need to understand very clearly. Okay. So first, let me explain what is the meaning of equivalent production. Equivalent production. Equivalent production. That means what? Any sort of production which is incomplete, we need to convert that into its respective equivalent. So, equivalent production is a process. In this process, what we are trying to do? As a process, we are trying to convert convert incomplete units into its respective completion. Conversion of incomplete units into respective completion is said to be called as equivalent production. Say suppose you had produced 10,000 units completed, but see if you understand this conversion of incomplete, say when we are focusing on something called as incomplete, what could be that? This incomplete portion here, we are calling that as your closing stock of your work in progress. So we are focusing on something called as closing stock of your work in progress. So what we are trying to do? As the closing stock is not completed, this closing work in progress has to be converted into its respective completion. Say suppose, as I said, let me take an example. So in my example, what I had said, total 10,000 units completed. So this 10,000 units were completed. What we'll call this as? We will simply call this as a finished goods. We'll call that as a finished goods because that is completed in all aspects. So the 10,000 units is completed in all aspects. So we'll call that as what? Finished goods. Now, whenever you do the production, 100% of the material will not be, 100% of the goods will not be completed in the same period. There will be a part of the stock which is incomplete, right? Because so you are producing one unit, at the end of the month or end of the year, whatever is in the production, 100% of the production may not be complete. Of that, definitely there will be a portion which is something called as incomplete. That's what is something called as closing work in progress. Now let me take an example. In this case, 10,000 units were completed and you are having something called as 1,000 units as incomplete. 1,000 units is incomplete. What is the meaning of incomplete? Not done. Until and unless some other activity is performed, I cannot call that as a finished goods. That is the reason you are telling that you are having some other work which is in progress. When some other work is done, this incompleted units will be converted to the completed units. Till that point of time, I will call this as incomplete. In real terms, is the 1,000 entire units completed? My answer is yes, my answer is no. Why? Because all the 1,000 units is incomplete. Why? Because all the 1,000 units require some sort of work to be done. So once the work is done on all the 1,000 units, then only I can say the goods are complete. Then only I can say the work is complete. Till that point of time, till that work is pending, I cannot call that as all the 1,000 units will be called as incomplete. That's what is one way. Then the other way, I can't consider the entire 1,000 units as incomplete for my cost purpose. Why? Because, let me tell you. See what I am telling? For the calculation of your cost, for calculation of cost per unit, I need to calculate something called as cost per unit. For calculation of cost per unit, I cannot consider this all the 1,000 units as incomplete. Why? Because I had incurred some cost on 10,000 units. Say suppose, let me take an example. I need to find out the total cost of production or total cost per unit. Okay, if I want to calculate total cost per unit, how do I calculate? I can easily find out cost incurred for 10,000 units. I can easily know. I can easily find out cost incurred for 10,000 units. Let me consider as an example. The cost incurred for 10,000 units is going to be 1,50,000. Then I had incurred some cost. See, even though this 1,000 units is not complete, you had incurred some cost during the period. Some cost was incurred to make that bring to some extent. Say, let me be more specific. 1,000 units, I am telling that incomplete. But to some extent, some work has been done. Let us consider 30% is incomplete, 30% complete. So the goods are done to the extent of 30%. Then what is the percentage of incomplete? 70%. So here, what is the meaning of equivalent production? Conversion of its incomplete into its respective completion. So 70% is incomplete. So what is complete? 30% is complete. So what we are trying to do, converting the incomplete portion into its respective completion. So ultimately, as 70% is incomplete, 30% is complete. What is my respective units there? 1,000 into 30, 300 units is something called as my completion. So here 300 units is something called as my completion. Now here I had incurred some cost. See, I had not done 100%. I had done only 70%. To do the 70%, I had incurred some cost. So let us consider cost incurred for 70%. Cost incurred for 30%. As I had done the work for 30%. For doing the work for 30%, what is the cost I had incurred? So let us consider for doing the 30%, I had incurred a cost of 50,000. For doing an activity for 30%, I had incurred a cost of 50,000. So what is my total cost incurred? My total cost incurred is 2 lakhs. Now I can't take my total number of units as 11,000. I can't consider. Why? Because this 1,000 is not complete. But I need to find out cost per unit. If I divide this 2 lakhs with 11,000, my answer will be wrong. Because of this 11,000, 1,000 units is not complete in all aspects. But I need to find out cost per unit. So that is the where you need to apply something called as equivalent production. Convert your incomplete units. 1,000 units are incomplete. Converts its incomplete units into its respective completion. Now here, what we are trying to do? We need to calculate something called as equivalent units. To calculate equivalent units, what I have to consider? Take your closing work in progress. What I am doing? I am taking closing work in progress. This closing work in progress I am going to multiply with percentage of completion. See, 30% is complete. That means 70% is incomplete. All this 1,000 units is nothing but your incomplete. So what I am trying to do? Converting the respective completion, incompletion into its respective completion. So 1,000 units are not complete in all aspects, but they are completed to the extent of 30%. So the equivalent concept says what? 300 units. Now, if you see the total, cost incurred for 10,000 units, cost incurred for 300 units. Because you had completed 300, for completing 300 the cost is what? 50. So now what is the total number of units there? 10,300 is nothing but the total number of units. So now can't I find out the total cost per unit? So what we are going to do there? We are going to divide 2 lakhs with 10,300. Let us see. 2 lakhs divided by 10,300 is going to give me 19.41. So ultimately, what is 19.41? Cost per unit. So here, cost per unit. So I can easily determine the cost per unit, which is nothing but 2 lakhs divided by 10,300. That is going to give you 19.41. So which is equal to 19.41. So until and unless I convert the 1,000 into its equivalent, I can't find out the cost per unit. Again, I am clearly explaining you. Let us see. So here, what was my point? I can know the cost of this 10,000 units, 1,50,000. For producing this 10,000 units, my cost is 1,50,000, and during the period I had also incurred a cost of 50,000. So my total cost was 2 lakhs. Now I need to determine cost per unit. So to determine cost per unit, this has to divide with your number of completed units. I can't divide this with 10,000 because there is a 50,000 rupees cost which is incurred for some other units. So what I have to do, and also I can't divide this with 11,000 because 11,000 units is not complete in all aspects. So what I have to do, as the percentage of completion is 30, this 50,000 cost is for 30%. So 1000 into 30, that gives me 300. So my total equivalent units is what? 10,300. Thereby I can try to find out my cost. So to determine the cost per unit, you need to always apply the equivalent production concept. Now, so let us try to understand what are the set of statements which we need to prepare in the equivalent statement. How do the statements differ in the case of FIFO, in the case of average method? That we'll try to understand. Now basically, methods of equivalent production. Basically, we are having three methods. One, the first method is something called as FIFO. Second method, something called as LIFO. Third method, there is something called as average. So these are the three different methods we are having for applying your equivalent production concept. Now, depending upon situation, either FIFO, LIFO or average price method, if nothing is mentioned, if your examination problem says, does not say any sort of method, then the ideal method to be applied is nothing but your average method. Okay, so we'll try to discuss one by one. So first I will be starting with FIFO. Let us first discuss what are the set of statements which you are supposed to prepare. Then what we will do, we'll apply FIFO method, we'll apply average price method, and we'll try to understand in both the methods how do I prepare the set of statements. First let us get into then you can understand the difference between FIFO method, the difference between average method. That's what is the basis of your understanding. Now let me first focus on the statements to be prepared. Statements to be prepared under equivalent production. Whatever method you apply, whether you apply FIFO method, whether you apply LIFO method, whether you apply average price method, these are the four set of statements which you are supposed to prepare. Now first let us try to understand the statements one by one. Okay, I won't be discussing all the four statements at a go. We'll take one statement. That statement let us do under FIFO, let us do under average price method. LIFO method from the examination point of view, it's not important. Either in CA or CMA material, only one or two problems you are having. So first let me focus on FIFO method, average price method. Then I will discuss one problem on the FIFO method. So let us majorly focus on FIFO as well as average price method. Now, the first set of statement which you are supposed to prepare is something called as equivalent units, calculation of equivalent units. So let me be more specific here. Statement for determining equivalent units. Statement for determining or determination of equivalent units is nothing but my first statement. Then the second statement is something called as determination, statement for determination of cost per unit. Statement for determination of cost per unit is nothing but my second set of statement. Third statement is something evaluation. I need to evaluation of your closing stock, evaluation of your completed, evaluation of your abnormal loss. That's what is nothing but your third statement. Then finally the last statement is something where you will be going to prepare your process account. So that's what is the fourth set of statements which we are supposed to prepare. Now, okay, what I will do, I will take a small example. With that example, initially I will go with the first statement. Now I am not going into all the statements. Initially my focus is only on the determination of equivalent units under FIFO method under average price method. So these two statements will prepare for a same problem and will try to understand what is changing and how do the FIFO method applies and how do the average price method applies. Now first, before getting into that, let us see what is the format, what is the proforma for drawing this statement of equivalent production. Now, statement of equivalent production. Statement of equivalent production. That's what is the basic thing. Now, what should be my proforma here? Here, my first column is going to be something called as input. I need to consider that what? Input. Then my third column will be something called as my particulars. Particulars. There I will be writing whether it is an opening stock, whether it is a input added during the period, finished goods, closing work in progress, all this sort of stuff will be writing as a part of your particulars. Then finally I will be writing something called as output. How many units you had introduced, what is your output, so all these sort of things will be written there. So these three columns are will be written there. So these three columns are very simple, there is nothing to be done. Whatever information given the problem, just simply capture that in the three columns. We'll come to this later. Now, so once these three columns are done, we need to go to the other part. This part is very important in terms of your equivalent production, because your entire problem of equivalent production depends upon these columns only. Now, what is called as? Here is where you are trying to determine something called as equivalent production. So I will be naming here there as equivalent production. There you may be having some sort of pending in terms of your material. You may be having some pending. I mean, you may be having the incomplete portion in terms of material. You may be having the incomplete portion in terms of labor. You may be having the incomplete portion in terms of your overheads, because we know as per cost accounting standard 1, three elements of cost are there: material, labor and overheads. So my incompleted portion may be either in terms of material, maybe either in terms of labor, maybe either in terms of overheads. So these are the three things which I need to add. In material, few things I need to consider. What is the percentage of completion? What is the percentage of completion in terms of labor? What is the percentage of completion in terms of overheads? So like this, percentage, as I want the equivalent production in units, I will also add one more column called as units. See, once you get familiarized, once you get comfort over the equivalent production, you need not consider this labor overhead separately. One single column you can always have labor and overheads, because ideally both will be the same. There won't be any sort of differences happening here and over there. So that's what is something called as the equivalent production statement. Okay, now the proforma is same whether you do the problem in LIFO method, whether you do the problem in FIFO method, whether you do the problem in average method. So the proforma remains the same. Okay, this is nothing but the proforma which you are supposed to consider for your equivalent production. Now, right? So let me take an example here. So then again we'll draw the statement of equivalent production in FIFO method as well as your average cost method. Let me take an example here. This example we'll do in both the methods. Now, right. So let us try to understand an example. Opening work in progress 1000 units, 60% complete. For that the cost is rupees 1,10,000. Along with that, units introduced during the period. So during the particular period, these are the following units which are introduced. What is the number of units there? 10,000 units is the total number of units which are introduced. Cost of which rupees 19 lakhs 30,000. Transfer to next process. Transferred to next process. Transfer to next process, let us consider it as 9,000 units. Transferred and compared to next process 9,000 units. It also says closing work in progress 800 units, 75% complete. 75% complete. Now it is also mentioning you normal loss is 10% of total input including units at the beginning. Units at the beginning. Scrap realize. Scrap realize rupees 10 per unit. Okay. Scrap 100% complete. So that's what is the information given. For this information, what is required? I need to prepare a equivalent production statement under FIFO method, under average price method. Now we'll do in both the methods for the same thing, then we'll move on to the other statement. So what we'll do here, let us prepare the statement of equivalent production. Statement of equivalent production. So statement for equivalent production. Initially, let us do the problem under FIFO method. Then same statement will prepare under average price method, FIFO method. So whatever method you do, the common things are what? Input. And the second thing is nothing but particulars. Input, particulars. And the third column is something called as your output. And the next one is nothing but your equivalent production. So in the problem, in the present problem, we have not been given with any sort of information for your labor and overheads. So ultimately I will be considering only one thing. One column is sufficient in the present case. So what we will do? Percentage unit. So this is nothing but something called as the equivalent production statement. Equivalent production statement. Equivalent production statement is nothing but this. Now let us look into the problem. What is mentioned here? He is telling you that you are having an opening work in progress of 1000 units. So what is your opening work in progress? Let us come here as a part of input. My opening work in progress is what? My opening work in progress is given as 1000. See, in this equivalent production, no information with the cost. Only this statement is for the units. I am not going to consider the cost at all. So how many number of units was your opening stock? 1000 units was your opening stock. So as a part of your particulars, you clearly mention this as your opening work in progress. Done with the first part. Then what he is telling? He is telling you the cost which is 60% complete. We'll come to this later. The cost of which was 1,10,000. That means to complete 60%, you had incurred a cost of 1,10,000. At present, for our first statement, it is irrelevant because what is required? Only the units are required. Along with the 1000, what is happening? Units introduced. You had added further units regarding 10,000. So ultimately here, inputs, in the input, I need to add 10,000. So what is this 10,000? This 10,000 nothing but units introduced. Units introduced in the process is nothing but this. Now, what is the other aspects given there? Transferred to next process. What is the meaning of the completed finished goods? As the the fundamental principle in the process costing is what? Output of one process becomes the input of subsequent process. So output completed. So ultimately completed. How many units? 9,000 units. So here let us come here and write it as completed. I will come back to this later. At present I am writing in the outer column as what? 9,000 units. I will come back to this again later. Now, what else is mentioned? Closing work in progress 800 units, 75% complete. That means 25% is to be done. That when you will do in the next period, you will do. So you are also having something called as closing work in progress. So let me consider here your closing work in progress as what? 800 units. So your closing work in progress is going to be 800 units. Then what else? He is trying to give you some information regarding your normal loss. Normal loss is 10% of input inclusive of the units at the beginning. Means what? In units at the beginning is 1000. Units introduced is 10,000. So total units is what? 11,000. On the 11,000, 10% is going to be called as normal loss. So 11,000 into 10%, 1,100 is nothing but your normal loss. So you are also having a normal loss here. So let me consider my normal loss as what? 1000 plus 10,000. On this, I have to consider 10%, which is going to be what? 1,100. Now, I need to close this account. I must be, the total of your input should be equal to total of your output. If you are getting some sort of difference, that means what? You are having some abnormal loss or abnormal gain. Let us see what you are having there. 9,000 plus 1,100 plus 800. So if you observe, okay, 9,000 plus 1,100 plus your closing work in progress of 800 is giving you 10,900. Okay, so now whereas this total you are getting what? 11,000. So even I should have 11,000 here. So that means I am having a difference of what? 100. What is that 100? The difference is nothing but your abnormal loss. I will call this as what? Abnormal loss. So there is nothing difficult in this first part of the problem. See, whatever information given, all will debit. Whatever is your abnormal loss, what is your normal loss, what is your completed, everything you are going to put that as a output part. Now, I need to focus on which method we are doing. We are doing the problem based on FIFO. As I am doing the problem based on FIFO, I need to use what? First in, first out. So when I complete, I had completed 9,000. How I will complete? I will complete those portion which were incomplete in the previous period. See, 1,000 was not totally complete. How much was complete? 1,000 was complete to the extent of 60%. See, if you read the problem says opening stock was completed to the extent of 60%. Means what? 40% is incomplete. Now what I have to do? First to complete that 1,000. Then you complete the balance. See, my total complete is 9,000. Of the 9,000, first I will complete 1,000. Then what is the balance? 8,000. So now this completed portion, I need to break that into two components. So let me rewrite this here. So now that's the reason I mentioned you. I will come back to this at a later stage. Now, if I try to see completed units completed, in that I need to split opening stock, units introduced during the period. My total complete is 9. Of that, what is the breakup? I need to provide a breakup of this. I have to use first of all my work in progress, opening work in progress. So as my opening work in progress is 1,000, I will use my opening work in progress first. Then what is my total production? 9,000 is my total production. Of that I am completing my opening. Then what I will do, whatever introduced, that portion I am going to complete. So I am going to take here as 8,000. Clear? Again, completed 9,000. You are applying FIFO. When you are applying FIFO, what you will do? First in, first out. Whatever is the first material, that will be completed first. As your opening stock is first, I will complete my opening stock first. Once my opening stock is completed, then balance I will complete. So in the present example, it is mentioned that 9,000 were completed. As I am adapting FIFO, I will first use what? My opening stock. Later, the balance will be done with the units introduced in the current period. So that's the reason opening stock was used, units introduced was used. Now, this part of the problem is very important. Let us try to understand. Opening stock, already in the problem it is mentioned 60% is done. Now, how much I have to do? Of 100%, already in the last period 60% was done. Now, I should complete only to the extent of 40. 8,000 completed in all aspects. So ultimately, what is the percentage of completion? 100%. 100% is the completion. That is the reason you are able to send that to next process. See, problem is mentioning 9,000 units were transferred to next process. 9,000 units were completed. How you are completing 9,000 units? Using your opening stock, other units. Opening stock is 1,000. Opening stock already 60% is done. Now what I will do? I will do the other balance of 40% so that my opening stock of 1,000 will become complete. Remaining 8,000, as I am telling that I had completed now, complete the extent of 100%. Then what? Normal loss by default I have to consider it as 0 because normal loss will happen at the beginning. So as it is happening at the beginning, the percentage of completion will be 0. Closing work in progress, the problem clearly mentioned you the percentage. So what is the percentage of completion? 75% is the percent of completion. 75% complete. That means the 800 units is incomplete. Of that, the percentage of completion is what? 75%. So as a percentage of completion, I have to take 75. And scrap, he is speaking about your normal loss. It is mentioned that the normal loss is come to the extent of what? 100%. Now, 1000 into 40, equivalent production is going to be 400. 8,000 into 100, equivalent production is going to be something called as 8,000. Here, 0 into anything is 0. Now let us see 800 into 75. 800 into 75 is going to give us what? 800 into 75%. 800 into 75% will give you 600. See, actually 800 was incomplete, but 75% is complete. That's the reason its equivalent production is what? That's what we had mentioned. See, here we had written a formula for calculation of our equivalent units. What is that? Let us see. Here, one formula we had mentioned. Closing work in progress into percentage of completion. Your closing work in progress is 800. Percentage of equivalent completion is going to be 75%. So ultimately that gives you your equivalent production. So abnormal loss 100. So what is this total coming to? Let us see. 8,400, 9,000, 9,100. So this 9,100 is going to be called as our equivalent units. So I will call this as what? Equivalent units. This is the statement as per your FIFO method. Now if I try to prepare the same set of statement under average price method, let us see how do the statement look like. Then statement of equivalent production or equivalent units. Statement of equivalent units under what? Under average method. So under average method, let us see how do we prepare the statement. The format of the statement will not change. Always the first column will be something called as our input. The second column will be something called as our particulars. The third column will be something called as our output. And in the present problem, I am having only one thing, which is nothing but the material. So I did not consider all the columns there. Let me call this as equivalent units. In that, let me take percentage and let me take something called as units. So that's what is the basic proforma for your equivalent production. So this is nothing but the basis of your equivalent production. Now, this first three columns is very simple. It is mentioned the problem you are having something called as for opening stock, and is mentioned the opening stock is what 1000, and the problem also specifies units introduced during the current period. He is telling you 10,000 units were introduced during the current period, and he is also telling you completed transfer to next process. It says you are transferring and completing 9,000 units to the subsequent process. Again, I will come back to this. So then he is also telling you are also having some normal loss. What he says, normal loss is nothing but 1000 plus 10,000. On this total, the normal loss is going to be 10%. So ultimately, 1,100 is nothing but going to be your normal loss. So he is also telling you you are having some closing work in progress. The closing work in progress is amounting to 800. The closing work in progress is amounting to 800. Now my debit total and credit total, I mean input total and output total should be equal. So here the total is coming to 11,000. Here the total is coming to 10,900. So ultimately 100 is the difference. What is that called as the abnormal loss? So that's what is nothing but this part of the statement is going to be 11,000. Clear? Now, under FIFO method, I need to give a breakup of this. Opening stock introduced. But when I do as per average method, I am not bothered whether I am using my opening stock, whether I am using my units introduced. So I am not going to break this into two different components as I had done for your FIFO method. Now, completed. What is the meaning of completed? 100% complete in all aspects. So I had to consider this as 100%. Normal loss always, as I mentioned, 0. Closing work in progress, the problem clearly specifies the percentage of completion is what? 75%. Normal loss problem it is mentioned as 100% completed. So percent into equivalent units gives me what? 100 into 9,000 gives me 9,000. 0 into anything is going to be 0. 800 into 75, we have already done that to be 6,600, and this is going to be 100. Now, sorry, this is 100, not 1000. This is going to be 100. Now, what is this total coming to? This total is going to be 9,600 plus 100. So, 9,700 is something called as equivalent production. Now, if I try to say equivalent units, FIFO method, your average method, your equivalent units is going to be 9,700. What was your equivalent units under FIFO method? The equivalent units under FIFO method was something else, 9,100. So this gives you 9,100. So equivalent units under FIFO method is going to give you 9,100. Equivalent units under average price method is going to give you 9,700. It differs. As the units differs, ultimately cost per unit will also differ. So that's what is nothing but your first set of statement under both the methods. Now we had clearly understood how do I prepare something called as the equivalent production statement under FIFO under your average price method. Okay. Now in the next class, we'll try to get into the other aspect, determination of cost per unit. How do I determine the cost per unit? Okay, under FIFO method, under average price method. For the same problem, we'll discuss for the same problem, how do we determine the cost per unit and this. Okay.